Hey, what's up guys, Santiago here. I just want to shoot this video real quick on how to find a cash buyer for a vacant piece of land. So let's get right into it. So first things first guys, you need to determine the type of vacant land, and here are different examples of the different types of zoning, and you have to remember that the lot is only good to what it can be built on it. So you want to find out if it's actually buildable and what is it zoned for. So the first question is, what is it zoned for? You can find this out by contacting the city. Sometimes the seller have this information, but don't go off their word. Of course, go out and do your research to find out what is it actually zoned for. Then contact the city and ask if it's actually buildable. They're probably going to give you some information on the plotting lines and the dimensions of the structure that can be built on it, and that might be helpful to write that down because some buyers may want to have that information. If you have it at hand, you can just give it to them. So yeah, if the city actually gives you that information, make sure to write that down. And next is, what is it zoned for? So basically the two most basic types of zoning would be residential and commercial, depending on the type of vacant land you're going after. But if you have any of these two types of zoning, you're pretty much good. And we're gonna go into how to find a buyer for any type of zoning. The next question, once you have what is it zoned for, once you have if it's actually buildable, and you want to know how many acreage and how big the lot is. And just like previously, some sellers know the zoning for the lots, but most of them don't have the specifics on how many acreage or how big the lot actually is. Now if you might ask them around, they may have some documents around with that information. So you want to ask the seller how many acres, and you want to do some research by your own just to see what it's out there on Propstream, on Zillow, and all of those websites to try to see how big the lot actually is, because this is gonna come in handy when you're putting it up to sell on the different tactics that I'm gonna discuss next. So the tactics on how to sell the lot, basically the first tactic is digging into the data and looking at the comps. So I'm not gonna get into how to comp a lot on this video, but if you did your comps right, let's say in Propstream, and you looked at the cash buyers of different types of lots near the subject lot you're trying to sell, you're gonna see the different buyers that are purchasing lots for cash, and you want to be reaching out to those people who actually purchased the comps you were looking at and ask them if they're interested in purchasing your lot. Next is reaching out. Now this is if your lot is for residential, is going to work best. But let's say you have a residential lot, you want to be reaching out to the agents who listed a newly built property on the zip code the lot is in, and you want to ask them if they have a builder connection that might be interested in purchasing your lot. Next is Facebook groups for the market that your lot is in. Facebook Marketplace, you want to you just want to put it up on Facebook Marketplace, then a Craigslist post, and you're going to be good. These are the tactics, and now I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Oh, beforehand, just Propstream. So just to go deeper on the digging into the data and looking at the comp buyers, you want to search your property up on Propstream, on the Propstream bar. You want to look at the cash sales, just if you were comping. You want to filter by vacant lots just to only show the land. Again, apples to apples, and look at the people who bought the comps, and go back in time or go a little bit wider. Let's say if it's just 1 mile and you don't see any comps, you might want to go wider and look into further away from your comps just to see the type of buyers that are purchasing land around in your market. Now I'm going to show you guys how the different types of things. So let's say you have a lot in Florida, you would want to go to the Florida Lions Buyers Club. There are a bunch of different Facebook groups for Florida land buyers. So let's say you have a Memphis one, you want to go to Tennessee land buyers, you want to be searching up groups that land buyers are at, and you want to join those groups and basically just do a little post like this Now, what you can also do is basically post it, do a listing here on the Facebook Marketplace and share that listing into the group directly. I think this guy's doing this. So yeah, that's another way, but you can also post some pictures and just do it that way. The next thing is listed on the Craigslist. So just do a post for it on your market. Again, same as well. So let's say if you were virtual, I'm virtual, so I would do it, you know, in the city. So you need to search up how to change your location for a different listing on the internet and how to do that if you're virtual. So I'm going to show you guys how to go about finding developers and builder connections through agents. So I just picked at randomly a lot on Zillow in the Jacksonville market in Florida, and let's say I have this lot under contract. So what I would do is basically come in here and copy the address, go into the Zillow search bar and search up the address real quick, and then I would click out. You can see that the property, I think this is the actual lot if I'm not mistaken, and this is the street. So yeah, you can see it's in 11th Street. So yeah, it's actually in this street. And what I would do is basically filter by sold. So I would apply the following filters. I would do sold, home type, you want to do all of them, and then you want to do, this is the most important filter, the year built. You want to do 2020 and beyond, or let's say 2 years prior, and you want to apply. You want to zoom out, and we can see that there are actually 4 properties. Well, this one, I don't think it's in the same zip code, but it still works. But we have 3 properties that are newly built on the same zip code that my lot is at. So what we would do is just basically open all the different properties on a new window, right? So we have 4 different properties, and we would look for the listing agent. So we have the listing agent right here. See the listing agent for this one. See the listing agent by right here, and the listing agent for this one. So we have 3 different listing agents for 3 newly built houses, and these people most likely know a builder, and that's why they listed this property. So you want to be reaching out to them through a text message or calling them up and saying something along the lines of, hey, so let's say, for example, I wanted to reach out to Theresa and try to sell the 1226 lot. What I would do is basically just say the following: hey Theresa, I saw you listed, and then the property they listed, which is actually built in 2022. So you know that there's builders activity, and we saw that there are like 3 to 4 properties that were newly built in that zip code. So you can see that it's actually a pretty hot building zone. And what we would say is, hey Theresa, I saw you listed, and then the property they listed on the market recently. I have a lot, and then the lot you have under contract. I have a lot under contract and wanted to see if you potentially had a builder / buyer who might be interested in picking it up. I would love to see a newly built house, just some talk. I would love to see a newly built house listed by you in a few months on that lot. If you can find a buyer for this deal, we would also ask the buyer to pay 3% on top of the current asking price to cover your commission as a realtor. Let me know your thoughts, or something along those lines, right? And you're going to be sending that to Theresa, and then you're going to be sending that to Sonny. You're going to be sending that to Joanna. And you're gonna wait. You're gonna, if you prefer calling them up, you can also call them up, and ask them if they have any builder relationship and that you would pay them 3% on top of the contract, and you would pay them that fee. So yes guys, just to recap, you would do that strategy with the Zillow to get a builder buyer. With Craigslist, you would do a listing or a posting here, a listing as well on the Facebook Marketplace, and find a Lance buyer club for your market. Now, if there's not a Lance buyer, you can also find a normal wholesaling group. You could also go ahead and post it in there. And yes guys, if you like this video, please leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be answering them down below. Thank you for watching.